is the home of Super Bowl 56, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Jets and the Chiefs coming up next.
The hype and the talk is over. We're set for the big one. Super Bowl 57. Away we go from Arizona. On the return, Corey. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Boy, what a disastrous start to a Super Bowl. A fumble on the opening kickoff.
You don't expect a big momentum chance this early, partner, but we're going to get one right here.
On first down, Mahomes. And his first pass is incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely, frees up your guys elsewhere. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's third down. And quickly into the hands of Robinson. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Certainly not what they wanted defensively. We're hoping to hold him to a field goal. Instead, they're able to convert the third and long here on the opening drive.
So not only was it a flipping field position and a flipping fortunes, but how about mentally? You just described it. They were hoping to force him into a field goal there. Instead, they give up the big gain, and now it's first and goal. The offense has got them on their heels.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. A huge win defensively there on the sack, setting him back 12 yards. And now third and goal. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. With a first touchdown of this Super Bowl and a long one at that. And the Chiefs are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. Andy Reid never one to shy away from taking chances. He'll go for 2. And that is going to be caught. And it moves the lead to 8-0. Interesting. I mean, they're putting their foot on the gas here early, going for 2 to go up 8-0.
Well, after that drive, you have to believe that they thought to themselves, if we can do that, what's another 2 yards? Let's go get those and get 2 points as a result.
And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They're led out by a former number 2 overall pick in the draft from BYU at Zach Wilson.
And he's been sensational all season long, but he saved his best work for the playoffs, leading his guys to the AFC Championship a couple of weeks ago. And now he knows what lies ahead. He's going to need to play a near-perfect 4 quarters of football to get his guys to the finish line.
And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Now let's check on the call. So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he powers his way up past the 30. Daniel Sorensen there to make the stop.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Second and 16. Wilson. Out to the flat here for Johnson. Johnson, oh, it's poked free. Football's out. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. This defense, Charles, very opportunistic here early. A second fumble recovery in this first quarter of play.
Yeah, you mentioned the right word, opportunistic and aggressive, because once they got the first fumble recovery, they were eager to get a second one, and sometimes they just come in bunches. On the flip side, they've got to figure out how to hold the ball because the play calls seem to be okay. They're just not executing.
3 yards the gain there, second down. Now Mahomes. That's caught left side by Hardman. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a late touchdown. Complete at the 1. Demarcus Robinson, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs will add to their first quarter lead here in this Super Bowl. Now Mahomes to the line as the Chiefs are going to go for the 2-point try. This is caught. Was he in? Yes. 2 points. I think we're sensing a trend here. 2 first-half touchdowns. After going for 2 after the first score, CD, I thought maybe they would kick the PAT here. No, they get 2 more.
No, they decided to really press the advantage because, remember, getting the 2 after the first score, you've already got the other team back on their heels if they're going to mount a comeback. But to go up 2 scores and 2 two-point conversions, you've really got them thinking on the other sideline.
And he returns this to the 22. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. From the shotgun, Wilson. He's going to find his tight end. That's Chris Herndon. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. And I think the Chiefs have it. They do.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Robinson's got it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up the first down.
And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. Clyde Edwards-Helaire there to make the grab. And the Chiefs are feeling good as they extend their lead in this Super Bowl. Andy Reid never one to shy away from taking chances. He'll go for 2 toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The 3rd time wasn't a charm. They got the first 2 two-point tries. Still have the lead, but couldn't get the 3rd.
Okay, so they didn't get this one, but I have to ask you, what matchup are they seeing that they feel that confident to go for 2 so often?
Yeah, and we talk about this a lot, but it has to be something, you're right, that they saw all week, correct?
Definitely game plan for. Felt good about being a good.
Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want.
And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. 20, 10, 5, and all the way in. Touchdown, New York. The CD, I mean, there are touchdown runs, and then there are touchdown runs, and that one certainly fell into the latter category, and that deserves a couple exclamation points.
I think defensively, when you look at a play like that, that's when everyone looks at their teammates and starts shaking their heads a little bit because now you're wondering, what are we in for? Worked all week to try and limit the big play ability that he possesses, and he winds up taking one to the house in the very first quarter. That was a tremendous run.
And he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats. To throw, it's Mahomes. And it's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And the Jets are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. The Jets with the football here to start the second quarter. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Wilson. They'll check this down to Johnson. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, second down. Now Wilson. On the slant, he's got Davis. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Here's Wilson. This will be caught inside the 10. And the Jets are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Oh, how about this on 1st and goal? And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 11. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's got some space here. Past the 20. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Travis Kelce, 89 yards. And the Chiefs continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Valentine to return. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense.
There he goes, left side. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Chris Herndon, 69 yards. And the Jets are able to cut into this deficit. Extra point by Ficken, up and good. And that will cut the lead down to 15. Now Ficken to kick off following the touchdown. Byron Pringle now to return it. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. Room to run at the 50. Still going inside the 30. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Chiefs. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge it, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. Fielded right around the 8. And able to get this out. 25. Zach Wilson and the Jet offense set to take over here. And how does he rally the troops, so to speak? He's played well, but they're down big on the scoreboard. How does he get his guys going?
to make sure they understand it's not a me game, it's a team game. Everyone has to come together. Everyone has to up the level of play a little bit, including himself, and find a way to make some plays in order to give them a little bit of a spark and rally the team.
We'll see if they can indeed rally down big on the scoreboard right now. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw complete here to Herndon. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Play action. Now Wilson. And that will be incomplete.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
We'll call that a punt at 54 yards. Well struck. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Man open is Robinson. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
On 2nd and 10, Mahomes. His throw incomplete. 1:55 left to go in the first half of play. A reminder coming up at intermission, we'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Jonathan Coachman and the crew in Orlando. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on 4th down. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. A surprising move to go for it, predictably, at least somewhat predictably. It doesn't pay off, and the Jets are going to get the football here in great field position. Wilson's throw going to be taken in by Cole. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Here's Wilson. Dumping it off for Johnson. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. Throwing is Wilson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And I think the Chiefs have it. They do. Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of the quarter.
This is intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And the Jets will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. He finds his man Johnson. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. From the 36, Wilson airing one out for Crowder. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. From the gun, it's Wilson. Out right here to Herndon. And the ball is knocked out, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And they will finally stop him, but a great return gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. A gain of 6 there on first.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing
And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Final 17 seconds of the half here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Well, indeed, try to run it out as they start on the ground. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. So it's halftime here on sports' grandest stage in the Super Bowl. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our...
So the halftime show of the Super Bowl, abbreviated, ready to go for the second half. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Out comes Patrick Mahomes in the Chiefs offense. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say not get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter. To throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Mecole Hardman, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Chiefs are starting to pour it on at the game's biggest stage. They are running away with this Super Bowl. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Valentine to return. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. On 3rd down, Johnson. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. He was trying to do anything he could to get that final little bit for the first down. Instead, he lost the ball.
Yeah, and he was short of the first down, but not by much. Trying his best, as you noted, to get there. Sometimes that extra effort can cost you.
Meanwhile, Mahomes' throw pulled in by Robinson here. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. It's a big play there for the Chiefs. The thing that hurt on that play, the missed tackle, that allowed the extra yardage.
It's a matchup game in the NFL. You get it.
And that's caught. It's Kelsey. Touchdown, Kansas City. Travis Kelsey, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Chiefs are starting to open things up here in this Super Bowl. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Very short kick taken right at the 20. Breaks the tip. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Mahomes' throw pulled in by Robinson here. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
Now a pass that's taken in by Hill. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Here's Mahomes to throw. And that's caught. It's Kelsey. Touchdown, Kansas City. Travis Kelsey with his 3rd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Chiefs get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him. On 1st down, Mahomes. That's out to Hill, right side complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage 1 play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up 1st and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far in this drive. This offense on the march.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Blesson Austin. And the Jets are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. Wilson. And the Chiefs are going to get him. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. Hardman on the return. Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to, and he's going to lose yardage here. As they will switch ends as time has run out on this 3rd quarter of play. 1 quarter remains here in the Super Bowl. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And my goodness, another interception. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Chiefs are going to get the football here at their own 23. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Mahomes going to throw. Robinson's got it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Well, partner, nothing but praise from me for this offense. They have been tremendous all night long. They knew what they had to do to unlock the defense. Let's face it, this has been a master class in offensive football that we've been here to witness.
And boy, another ill-advised throw there, as that will wind up incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
So in jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. Meanwhile, Mahomes' throw caught by his receiver, Hill. That catch good for only a couple.
Well, there wasn't much there with that hitch route. They didn't gain what they expected. But sometimes when you call a hitch, you really don't have an alternate to go to. You don't have a second route to throw it to. So sometimes you have to rifle in there and hope for the best.
Mahomes firing complete. And it's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 20-yard line.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around.
Touchdown! It's complete. Demarcus Robinson, his 2nd touchdown of the Super Bowl. And the Chiefs just continue to pour it on.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Mahomes will throw for it. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th.
I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Valentine to return. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. He will take this all the way. Touchdown, Chiefs! But that's got to be so disappointing for a defense. You force the fumble, think you got a chance at a turnover, and instead, not only do you give up the football, you also give up a touchdown as well.
Yeah, you just think to yourself, you've done all the hard work, right? You forced the fumble, but when they didn't come up with it, I think they relaxed a little bit or maybe lost their focus as well, and it ended up turning out to be a touchdown against them.
And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th.
Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked-off folks on the other sideline now.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And New York set to take the field. And their Super Bowl hopes are dwindling here in the 4th. That AFC crown from 2 weeks ago is starting to seem like a distant memory. And this one just has not gone as they had hoped. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Wilson, this one caught by Davis. And he'll be stopped right at midfield.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Now here's a throw that's complete. Now the ball comes loose, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout.
And now here's another interception. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And the Jets are going to take over at their own 41. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. After the interception, here's Wilson. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. Mahomes going to throw it here. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here 1st and 10. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Carl Lawson able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. After the sack on 1st down, Mahomes, a quick slant to Hill. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Mahomes looks to throw on 3rd down. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was...
Oh, they pitched to the tight end. It's a fake. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. Taco Charlton, his 2nd sack of the night. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. He'll drop this down to Johnson underneath. Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining. One last shot for Wilson. He's going to let it fly. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he will finally be taken down, but not before he reaches the 38. And the Kansas City Chiefs are the Super Bowl champions. For the victors getting to hoist that Lombardi trophy, you know, we've talked to guys that have done it, and they say there's no better feeling in sports.
I don't know how there can be. The journey to get to this game is incredible. And then to finally break through and win it when all eyes are on this game alone because there's nothing else going on, that's just got to be absolutely amazing. The task, incredible. But the accomplishment, forever.